real excitement about doing this is you never know what you're going to find when you start parting these curtains of
seaweed. There's this swaying forest of weed down here, and there's always something interesting lurking underneath, isn't there?
Yeah. Hello and welcome to A Guide to Coastal Wildlife, the series to help you identify many of the plants and animals which are found around our coastline. Now, no matter where you live in the UK, you're never more than 80 miles from the coast, and for many of us, summer just wouldn't be complete without a trip to the beach. But how many of us can confidently identify the plants and animals that we find there? Well, in this series of 5 programmes, I hope we can help you do just that. Now, I say we because I'm joined at Embleton Bay in Northumberland by local naturalist Phil Gates. And Phil, I can see why you wanted to bring me here. This is a fabulous stretch of coastline.
I mean, the view from where we're sitting now, there's Dunstanburgh Castle about a mile away down that long sandy beach. You can imagine knights in armour galloping across the cliffs there.
Very
it's a really
impressive.
Romantic beach, this. And then there's some massive sand dunes all the way along. And then at this end, we've got all these rock pools.
Well, in this series, we're going to be looking and listening out for wildlife that are associated with different habitats along the coastline. And we're beginning with, well, I think everyone's favourite, and that's the rock pool. This rock pool we're looking at is particularly unusual because it's almost at eye level. It's perched high on a bigger boulder, but it's a really harsh environment for the plants and animals that live here.
Well, it is, because the salinity goes up and down all the time. So if it rains, it gets less saline. If the sun comes out, it gets much more salty, and these animals have to tolerate that.
And the wind's blowing today as well, and that dries things out.
And then there are all the predators. You can hear all the oyster catchers and all the other seabirds around here. They're out to eat everything in these rock pools, so these things have to hide as well as survive between tides. And then, of course, when the tide's in and the sea's really rough, all these boulders that you can turn over, they move around as well, grating against one another. You know, it's about the most extreme place to live, and that's why these animals are so interesting. They've all got adaptations that allow them to survive in extreme environments like this.
Nevertheless, we've chosen a particular pool here of thousands, hundreds of thousands probably along this stretch of coastline, and even just looking into this little pool already, there's lots and lots of life.
It's a lovely little microcosm, isn't it?
Shells. There's a lot of shells here.
Yeah.
Now, even I can recognise the limpets.
Yes.
And the creature I always associate with, well, any seashore, is the crab, the shore crab.
Yeah. And this one, actually, if you look at this, you can see, caught it now. If you just touch the shell, this one's only just shed its shell. Look, I mean, the thing about these arthropods, these jointed limbed animals, with an external shell, every time they need to grow, they have to produce a new shell. And when they do this, they're extremely vulnerable. If I was an oyster catcher, this would be a lovely little morsel to eat. But the other interesting thing here is we've got lots of empty shells. Look at that one, that's a beauty, that one. That's a grey top shell. Now, the other crab that's really common in rock pools is the hermit crab, and that got around the problem of having to produce a new shell every time it wants to grow by moving into the empty shells of mollusks.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?